Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. We're We Metaphysical Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have fairs throughout the Northwest and online. We're in Seattle, Portland, Salem, Eugene, and we have online fairs at least every month, maybe more often now. And we introduce our practitioners and vendors. We interview them so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today with Madame Ximon. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you, Lorelei. Love to see you too.
So what is it that you do? What do you share at our events?
So I am an archetypal astrologer and tarot reader. I actually combine the two. So typically when I'm at a MeWe event, I'm actually doing tarot readings that include astrological information. Sometimes if people actually know their birth time information, I will do a whole natal chart reading at an event, but usually at these kinds of events, people want to go for something that's a little shorter than a full natal reading. So, yeah.
That's great. And what is archetypal astrology that's different than other forms of astrology? Is there a...
So archetypal astrology, well, there's different schools of astrology, different philosophies of astrology. Archetypal astrology is less concerned with predictive models and more concerned with how we can make use of astrological archetypes in order to understand what's going on in our own lives. In a natal chart, that's the chart that we're born under, that gives us an idea of potentials in our lives, the various energetic patterns that we can experience on a long-term basis. And then we can also look at what transits are going on, which is what the planets are currently doing, and how that relates to our natal chart. So how the energies of today relate to the energies we were born under. Okay. And archetypal astrology tends to be really concerned with how can we make use of things on a psychological level. It's associated with Jungian psychology and with the work of Stanislaus Grof, helping people to work through past traumas, helping people to make sense of difficult experiences that they may be going through at the time. So it's really useful for helping people to process things.
Mm-hmm. I see. And how did you get started doing this work?
Well, I actually started reading tarot back in 1989, but I didn't start reading publicly for people until 2012. I spent all of that time studying, learning, practicing, and tarot led me to the study of Hermetic Kabbalism, and that led me to the study of astrology, because there's correspondences between tarot and between Kabbalism and astrology. They all have interconnections.
Can you describe what that is a little bit? I wasn't even quite catching the words. The first thing that it led you to?
Hermetic Kabbalism.
Yeah.
So Kabbalah is a form of mysticism, specifically Hebrew mysticism, that got adopted by Western occult practititioners from pretty much from the Renaissance onward. And it's kind of hard to explain in a
it's great. That at least landed me back in what it is. I have heard of that
yeah.
before, and I didn't recognize it the way you shared about it. But yeah, go ahead if there's something more general you want to say about it.
No, just that, well, I have since moved onward and gotten involved with a whole variety of other modalities, including going deeper into Western European paganism. Nonetheless, there are these kind of symbolic correspondences that we can see between different systems, including Kabbalism and including tarot and astrology. And those extend, to, there's correspondences within Hinduism, there's correspondences within Buddhism, and so many different spiritual modalities. And so I'm actually very, kind of my ongoing path has been to understand where those correspondences are. And as you might be able to see behind me,
That's what I was
I
going to,
do,
yeah.
yeah, I do. This piece on my right is a piece of visionary art that I did. Part of what I actually do and have been doing for so long, and when my studies in tarot took so long before I was actually willing to start reading tarot publicly, is that I do art based upon these modalities in order to be able to understand them myself. So I've spent the past 30 years doing art based upon tarot and astrology in order to better understand it. And now I've started offering artworks, custom artworks based upon people's natal charts, their solar return charts, whatever relationships charts, all of that, in order to help people to have a meditational focus, something visual that they can look at in order to think about and more fully understand parts of their own psyche.
Mm, great. And then what is the one that's over your left shoulder? Is that
So that
Hindu or?
is Sri Ganapati, also known as Ganesh, depending upon which language you're speaking. I was introduced to him in from a South Indian perspective, so I call him Ganapati. But yeah, so he is a remover of obstacles, would be kind of the short and sweet way to put it.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
he's a very comforting deity, and very, very popular all over the world.
Mm.
So.
So there's a way that you blend all these different influences in the work that you do now. Is that?
Yes, absolutely. I kind of look at it as, so I'm going to speak a little bit in scientific terms, as a grand unification theory. Being an astrologer and being very much rooted in the night sky, in the stars, in the galaxies. If you look at how the Milky Way fits into our local supercluster, which is just like vast beyond imagining, hundreds of thousands of galaxies. And that's the stuff that gives me comfort. That's what I call my God, okay? And that incorporates all of our beliefs. That incorporates all of our faiths and our mysticism and our various modalities. Everybody's just trying to come to the truth from their own standpoint. And so I try to bring unity to all those differing views and recognize what they all have in common underneath.
Mm. Oh, that's great. Do people typically come to you with a specific question? Are they interested in your modalities, your artwork? Like what draws people in?
So I get lots and lots of different kinds of people coming to me. Sometimes people have a specific question or a specific, a situation in their life that's causing them concern and that they really need help finding some clarity on. And so, when I'm doing a reading, typically I'm not saying, oh yes, you will get a promotion in 6 months' time or something like that. That's not really where I'm at. But what I am very good at is helping people to see things within themselves that they need to understand more deeply in order to achieve the goals that they desire. A lot of times, tarot in particular gives people confirmation of what they already know, but maybe weren't yet ready to admit to themselves. And so often how people respond to a reading with me is this sense of relief that, oh, finally, there's somebody, who is confirming for me these things that were, at the back of my mind, but I wasn't certain if they were real. I didn't know how to trust my own intuition. Now I'm giving them the space within which, yes, they can really trust their intuition. They can really look more deeply into things that they were maybe afraid to look at before, and find that they're not so frightening.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
other piece of all of this. You know, I think a lot of us are so much harsher on ourselves than we need to be. And so, natal chart readings can be really comforting to people when they feel like, you know, life is kicking them around and they're like, why? Did I do something wrong? No, no. You know, most of the time, it's just there's things that we can learn and grow from that can be incredibly hard. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know, you were meant to go through misery, because I
Mhm.
don't think that's helpful for people at all. And I don't think it's true. But I think that, you know, we can get really scared or we can get really hard on ourselves, and that makes the experience that we're getting from the outside harder on the inside. And so I'm here to help people to make it less difficult on themselves
Yeah.
and to find the flow, the ease and flow with which to experience the stuff that's coming at them that might be scary.
Mhm. It's great. It's great. Well, if people want to learn more about you and connect with you, how do they find you online?
Okay, so they can find me online at www.iconalchemy.com.
Maybe spell that for people.
I, C as in Charlie, O, N as in Nancy, A, L as in Lima, M as in Mary, or no, not M as Mary,
CH.
CH, sorry, Charlie.
Just spell the whole thing first and then go through maybe what the letters really are.
Okay, ICONALCHEMY. It's icon, as in a focus, a visual focus for meditation or adoration, and alchemy. Okay, this mystical process of transformation.
.com. Okay,
Yep,
great.
they can also find Icon Alchemy on Facebook. I'm Madame Ximon on Twitter. And also on Instagram, I'm Madame Ximon.
And that's
So,
Madame Ximon spelled with a Madam with an E and Simon with an X.
yes, Ximon.
Great, great. Well, it's been lovely chatting with you. It's great to hear all that you
Likewise.
do.
Thank you, Carla. And thank you very much for running the events that you do. Um, I'm going to be participating in your online events as well as your in-person events. And the events that I've participated in that you've run thus far have been lovely, and I think they really help a lot of people.
Thank you so much. And so for all of you listening and watching, you can find out more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com. That's MEWEFAIRS.com. Thank you.
Thank you.